Hey everyone, it's Lewis Lee here, hiking every trail in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Today I am at the Brecksville Reservation, which is in part maintained by the Cleveland Metro Parks. And that's something that I've learned in this book here, Trail Guide, Cuyahoga Valley National Park, written by the Cuyahoga Valley Trails Council. The Cleveland Metro Park works alongside of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park to maintain trails that overlap one another. Same could be said to the south of the park for the Summit Metro Parks. And that leads me to my next point. When I was out on the trail, I had a conversation with somebody who had I was explaining to him what I wanted to do, to hike every trail in the Cuyahoga Valley by World Wildlife Day, which is on March 3rd, 2023. And he told me that I couldn't do it within a year. He in fact told me that it was going to take a lifetime. One of the numbers that he pointed out for all the mileage of the park system was north of 350 miles, which to me is confusing because when I look at this book, and I add up all the trails that the Trail Council has listed here, we're looking of a little bit north of 190 miles. That's why I think it's important to be clear about my standard and how I'm going to approach this project of hiking every trail. This is going to be my Bible. The Cuyahoga Valley Trails Council, these are the folks, it's a nonprofit volunteer group that maintains and builds trails throughout the Cuyahoga Valley. So if there's anybody that knows the park system, it would be these folks. So I want to thank the Trails Council for putting this together. This is going to be my resource that I follow. And so when I mean hiking all trails, I mean hiking all trails identified here. This has more information than just trails or maps of trails. It also has explanations of the different plants and animals and history of the Cuyahoga Valley. And as I've been reading into this book, I've realized that our idea of history, or at least my idea of history, is very micro. It's very minuscule in terms of how old the planet is. I just came across a cypress tree that is an ancient relative of a redwood. And they didn't think that these trees existed. They thought it was actually a fossil until the early 1900s, where they discovered some seedlings in Asia and thus brought them here and planted them here. And this tree, this cypress tree, is an ancient relative of a redwood. Now, they're not the size of a sequoia that you'll find in Northern California into Oregon, but it's the same structure. It looks the same. It's its cousin. It's its far-off cousin. And this type of tree, this species, what they believe to have existed for 100 million years. I can't even wrap my head around it. So, being a human whose lifespan is probably 70 to 75 years, having a timeline of 100 million years is hard to grasp your head around. And there's just example upon example upon example in this book about the park and the species and the plants and the geography of the park, that it's hard to understand how old what we're looking at is compared to our human perspective. So this has been a great learning experience, and I agree with the gentleman who I came across on the trail this afternoon. It's going to take me a whole lifetime in terms of understanding what's around me, and that's part of the goal of this project, to hike every trail in the Cuyahoga Valley, is really to learn about this area. And I'm going to be learning and growing and gaining a better understanding for the rest of my life. So I agree with that gentleman on that point. But mathematically, I'm hoping to knock this out in the next 190 some miles. And the Brecksville Reservation is a great place to come out, get a quick hike in. If you don't want to get your shoes dirty, this is a great place to do so. Great for family and those who maybe have limited mobility. So until then, if you've hiked this area, if you're a local in the Brecksville area, tell me what I missed. Tell me what's interesting from your perspective in terms of history or plants or animals that are around this area. Let me know in the comments below. But until then, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you get updated on my next hike. Thanks, and see you on the trails.